Alexa, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good.
So tell me, what are you doing right now? Tell everybody your story.
Yeah, so currently I am working as a growth and development consultant for an insurance brokerage. It's a little more localized in this area, but they're called Holmes Murphy. Um, so it's still just kind of getting my feet wet. I'm in week 6. But I've been doing a lot of, jumping into the middle of onboarding projects and, looking at content and just kind of figuring out exactly how everything operates.
What do you love most about your new job outside of teaching?
I think my favorite part is I get a lot of time to just create, which I didn't realize how much I missed doing that. So there's actually a lot of different documents and things that I'm working on, the content that goes in it, but also how things are laid out. And so a lot of my background in art has been really helpful for that. And so it's just really nice. I even commented to my boss. She's giving me here all these projects and whatever. And then okay, go work on them. And I'm like, it is so refreshing to just be able to sit down and work. I don't know. I really like that.
So it sounds like you're given a lot of autonomy over what you're doing and a lot of ability to be independent and to create and to put a lot of your own flair into what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think that's another piece of it that's been really enjoyable is I'm given things that, we have branding guidelines and, different specifications that I have to meet, but that doesn't mean there's no creativity involved in it. And so, yeah, there's definitely a lot of, okay, we need this outcome and we'll meet with different, people that are involved in the process of designing it, not necessarily the stakeholders, but they do have a lot of, I guess, I can't think of the right word, but meet with them. So they might have, different things that they want changed. But
Maybe
yeah,
the subject matter experts and the other players who are designing it.
yeah, we have an operations coordinator and she kind of has her hand in everything. So she's a big go-to for, okay, I've designed a couple of things and then I get feedback from her to see if it was kind of, especially since I'm in the middle, like these projects were ongoing when I started. So
Okay.
they're not fully mine to run with. But more of those are coming.
Awesome. So, and now you are working mostly in person, right?
Yes. When I'm fully onboarded, I'll be able to work from home 1 day a week if I want. But honestly, I really love my office. So
That's awesome.
I'm working at home today and I don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about wanting to work completely remotely, but there are some really amazing benefits about, collaborating with a team and interacting with other human beings and getting dressed nicely and talking to others. What are outside of the school system, what are your favorite parts about working in the office with this team?
We've had some social events, some lunches. I think last week they brought in lunch for us, and me and a couple other coworkers sat, and I think we sat out there for at least an hour, just talking. And so, it's nice that I feel like, especially the company that I'm working for, we all work really hard, but we also play hard too.
I like that
So,
balance.
yeah. Yeah, it's really nice because it's like everyone's working really hard, but hey, we're gonna go take this hour to do something social and that's something that's encouraged to do in this company. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. You said it before, you talked about art, but our viewers don't know. What were you an hour ago? What were you in your previous life?
Yeah, yeah. I taught art for almost 11 years, and I did every single grade level by the time I quit and resigned. And yeah, I knew that growth and development felt like the learning and development space felt like the right transition because I liked the part of my job where I was helping people learn things more than necessarily the art piece. And I didn't even realize how much I was going to be able to use the art piece in my current role. It's kind of like I found the role that I wasn't necessarily, I didn't know that I needed this job, but I really did.
That is fantastic. I love how you describe that. So do you miss any part of where you were before of your previous job?
I mean, there's a few people here and there, but I keep in contact with them. And I loved my students. That's something I didn't walk away from with, no uh feelings about. I do miss them, but I needed space to do other things for myself too and for my family.
So what has this new job outside of teaching allowed you to do in that space for you and your family?
I can take my kids to appointments now. My husband and I took our daughter to lunch on her birthday. She just turned 6, so she felt extremely special. I can do things for myself during the day if I need to go to the chiropractor for 20 minutes. I found one that's really close to work. So then when I come home, then I'm even more able to be helpful with my kids and have more energy for them. So I don't know. I told someone I kind of feel like a real person again. As strange as that sounds, I just have so much more um, ability to do just things that need to be done.
You seem so much happier. I remember during our sessions and just there was just so much despair. So much of I have to have something better, right?
Yeah. Well, and teachers, I mean, you talk about I'm just a teacher. And then for me, I'm not only just a neat teacher, I'm just an art teacher. And I really didn't see how that was going to translate at all to something different. So that's why I hired you.
So let's talk about that a little bit. How did, what happened from before we started working together and then when we started working together? And so what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely knew that I didn't want to keep teaching. I've always been kind of an intuitive person and, followed what felt right to me. And that wasn't it for me anymore. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to apply to anything that seems like it could fit. Which of course we all know doesn't actually work.
Correct.
um, by the time I met with you, I think I was applying in customer success and learning and development. And you asked me if I really wanted to work in customer success. And I was like, I don't know. um, so like I said, I narrowed it down to the learning and development space. And right when we started working together, I started getting interviews. And I thought, okay, this is terrifying because I don't know how to interview outside of education. So we spent 5 of our 6 sessions mostly mock interviewing. And I went from, oh, I'm not really that good with technology. I don't know about that. I don't do anything with data. I'm not sure, to, hey, I'm actually extremely tech savvy. And yes, of course, I ran data points. And I mean, by the time I got to the interview with the company I'm at now, we were actually done working together, but I had my whole toolkit and I thought, I am going to be a growth and development consultant, and I don't know for sure if this is the job, but I know I'm going in the right path and I know how to talk about it. And I mean, clearly it worked. So
Clearly, I love that. Like, also so much growth from when we started to, like, when you got to that point near the end of our sessions, it was like you knew how to nail it, right?
yeah.
You knew what you had done. And, was it a little more difficult, right? Because, our teacher, the data is a little bit more complicated than it would have been, if you were an English teacher or a math teacher. But we found it. You had it. You had data. You organized things. You created things. You project managed things. Yeah, and you nailed it. You did presentations for your interviews, and I'm just
Yeah.
so proud of you. I'm so excited for where you are, and just see you so happy.
Yeah. God, it's been really, really great. I get along super well with my direct boss. The whole team that I work with, I mean, everyone's really helpful. And, um, there's actually, the company I work for actually does hire a lot of teachers. So I guess that was something that you don't have to prove your value as a teacher when that company already values teachers. So that was definitely nice.
Right. So what is your advice to teachers who are looking to transition out?
I think, well, obviously for me, narrowing in on exactly what I was most passionate about, because that spoke in my interviews. If I was just doing the spray and pray, then anytime I did get an interview, I didn't know why I wanted that job. And that becomes very obvious. Um, and I think definitely thinking about your specific skill set. I mean, I'll never forget that I was going to say that I was bad at technology. And you were like, no, 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 hold on. What do you do in your job? You do this, you teach this, you've also done it. And I was like, oh, right. Okay.
Remember there was an interview and there was a technology that you didn't know. And I'm like, you're going to learn it this weekend. You're going to send them an email, like a thank you email. And you're going to say, if you give me a chance next week, I'll learn this. And I said, and you said, so what am I going to do? I said, you're going to put something together in that technology this weekend. And you said, really? I'm like, yep, that's what you're going to do. Right.
And I did.
And you did.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, I said it in my review too. You're a lot of like hand holding, but you kick people in the butt. You don't let us sit there and be like, I don't know about that. You're like, no, no, you got this. It's fine.
And this is what you're going to do. And this is what you have to do. But like,
Yeah.
look at the results. Look at where you are. Right.
My
There's-
husband, my husband obviously knew I was going to get another job, but he didn't think it was going to happen as fast as it did. And I know that it wouldn't have if I had done it by myself.
Well, thank you so much. And your husband is a recruiter.
Yeah.
And your husband is a recruiter. Okay.
Well, he couldn't help me find a job because he recruits engineers, but
And it's hard to work with your husband and have him be your accountability coach and everything else like that. You have a marriage and kids to do with your husband. Always better to do this outside of.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I am so proud of you. I am so thrilled with how happy you are. It was so exciting to see you on screen today.
Yeah.
I wish you continued success.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Cindy.
You are most welcome. And everybody else, if you would like to see some more amazing success stories, check out this video right here. Bye bye.